Hey there, and welcome back to Cursed Seeds, an educational monster train series where we struggle through the toughest challenges around. Before I introduce this episode, actually, I normally don't talk a lot in the beginning of these episodes for this particular series about random things, but I did want to at least acknowledge one thing. There have been a couple episodes that I've recorded of this series where I've kind of disregarded the instructions provided by the submitter, and I've I've played into high rolls that I think I'm doing more to demonstrate something interesting and cool and not picking them because they are what is actually the correct decision for a run. One of the examples that comes to mind recently is the Thorned Hollow Shadow Eater line. I received a lot of comments on that video about how it felt disingenuous that I was playing it that way. One, because I didn't really acknowledge the thing that the submitter cared about, and two, that I picked a line that relied on a high roll, and a high roll being I see Thorned Hollow, and if I miss that, then ultimately it was a bad decision. I have to pivot away from it, and the run is significantly worse for it. And I want to say, fair enough. I think that is absolutely correct. That run, I think, ended up being really interesting to me, but at the same time, you're all absolutely correct that the way I played that is not how I would approach it on my win streak, and not how I would recommend a new player approach that run, or even someone trying to play a win streak normally. Trying to lean into that high roll is a big gamble that I don't think is correct and was also not necessary. It's one thing if your run is really bad and you have to lean into some weird lines in order to survive, right? Because in that case, you're working against the loss there. You're trying to hedge your bets and lean into pretty much anything that it might show you. But if your run shows you a really strong solution for the game, just super powerful, and you ignore it to try to play something weird, that is a wrong choice. And so I'm mostly bringing this up because I wanted to say up front that your concerns are heard, and I'm going to be focusing more on that going forward. I think that's probably the most egregious example of my doing it, and in general, I'm not doing that. But in that particular run, I just saw Shadow Eater and was like, yo, I have the pieces. Maybe they'll show it to me. It'll be cool. I want to show you. And that's not cool. That's not what you're here for. So, my bad. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let's talk about what we're doing here. So, this run, I was told very little, and you'll see again, this is a win. I've talked about this before, that I mostly am interested in losses, things that are actual cursed seeds, because if you are winning, it can't be that bad, right? But I also want this series to be educational, and I think that when someone looks at a run and goes, gee, this won, but I don't think I could reliably pull this off on a win streak or something, I think there's still value in it. In this particular one, we have another Primordium run, and we're also shown Primitive Mold. This is interesting because I think there's been a couple instances where this has come up in the past, and it's awkward and weird to play, but this is where you get Reformium, right? Reform Primordium. And it can be really strong, but also really confusing. And the other important thing about this is that it's potentially really slow, right? Your Primordium has to die and then get reformed, which slows down the rate at which Primordium gets eaten considerably. The advantage of this is that it automatically solves top floor Divinity because you want Primordium to die anyway. So it's pros and cons, right? I think it's a good line, and there should be a very easy way of solving this run as long as you see halfway decent units. But maybe you're shown bad units, you don't have anything good to feed Primordium into, and you just kind of do your best. So, okay. We'll see what we're shown. Intrinsically, I think this clan combo is fine, because you have Primordium, 1, but Plinks are a decent card to complement the early game. You can give 20 and consumes to make them useful later, and then Primitive Mold Melting is just absolutely bonkers. So yeah, fair enough. We'll go through it and we'll do something hopefully interesting and more consistent than what this player did. I have no idea what they did. Their score is not particularly high, which leads me to believe that they probably sacked a ton of Pyre health along the way, and maybe their victory was really close. So that might have been what made them think that, geez, this was not a good run. It's also worth noting, sometimes runs just sack Pyre health, right? Sometimes they feel weak all the way through, and what really matters is that you win. So getting this little trophy on your run, that's really the only thing that matters. So you can't have done that bad if you've gotten this, so fair enough. It's about as much as I think I need to say on that. I will kind of blitz through the next part. Basically, what we're going and doing here is players like yourselves, viewers, are playing the Covenant 25 with no mutators, just working on your win streaks. Sometimes you come across runs that are really difficult, you don't know how to solve them. You can generate the challenge links and send them my way. That's what these 3 words are up top here, and I will play them for you and record them and hopefully provide some informational insight along the way so that you know what you're getting into and how to approach this going forward. So that is the goal of the series. We're currently on a 17 win streak here, pretty solid. We had an excellent Root Seeds Steel Singer run featuring some unlikely heroes in the history of the world and Restoring Retreat. But we created an 11 space superfloor with Predator, so it was pretty cool all things considered, and it got real strong. Really powerful. I felt very confident. I'm generally of the opinion that if you show me Steel Singer in virtually any Awoken run, I can use it to win the game somehow because the card is that good. I don't think it's broken. I think it's probably the perfect example of strength that you want your rare units to have. Strong, difficult, requires knowledge, you lean into it one way or the other, and if you play it right, it pays out. So also just really fun. It's a really fun card to play. I love that. I love that dude. Definitely my favorite card in the game, or unit anyway. So yeah, we'll hopefully have something equally cool here with Primordium and Primitive Mold. And yeah, so as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's have a good run. Alright, hope you're all doing well today. I'm having an okay one. I say okay, work is rough this week. Got a lot of problems I'm working through, some performance issues with employees, and I'm just really busy and really mentally drained. And the rest of the week's not going to be much better, so, ooh buddy. Anyway, I'm glad to be playing some Monster Train, recording it for you. Hopefully we have a good one. This is, as before, Exile Umbra with Exile Melting. We have Double Barrel Daedalus. This is Spell Shield Arcus and Patient Seraph with Prismal Dust, Molten Encasement, and Cannibalize. This is a really good start. You've got Arcus, you've got Patient, and you're shown Prismal Dust and Stealth. We're really well situated for these bosses, all things considered. And Cannibalize is an interesting setup because it means I can just auto-kill Primordium myself, which is kind of nice. I'm almost definitely leaning into the Reformium line here, just given the start, because you just reform Primordium a couple times and your stats go crazy. It does mean I usually will lean away from Superfood unless I have a lot of Burnout Extenders in my deck, because it can be a concern. You only have like 1 Burnout, your man burns out, it kind of feels bad. We're shown really interesting relics, actually. So we're shown Melting Spout and Guild Marker. Melting Spout is uniquely useful in this situation because we have Molten Encasement, and that's just 1/2 of the upgrade combo we want for this guy, right? It's just enough, which is awesome. And that's actually pretty good, all things considered. We certainly could lean into those encasements for these bosses in our survivability plan. Pretty cool, actually. Meanwhile, a starting guild marker with double divine boons in my opener is pretty amazing. This will represent an enormous amount of value for our run, especially if I have to skip trials or something. And Melting Spout, as neat as it is that it actually has some use here, there's no guarantee that I'm going to see Endless or lean into this. And even if I see the Endless and don't take this, I can just let the tombs die, and it's fine. So, I mean, Melting Spout's a weird relic. This is one of those relics that I really think just kinda sucks and needs to change. I don't see this ever being something I go, oh snap, and get really excited for. But anyway. So we're gonna click Guild Marker. Neither of these really helps us right now, all things considered, but it's fine. Now, an interesting question here is whether you do Stalwart Snack or Aggressive Edible. I think you could reasonably go both here and be okay. One of the reasons I like Aggressive Edible is it's faster, and you already kind of sacrifice some of your speed here because of the fact that you're reforming Primordium a bit. I will almost definitely click Aggressive Edible here, in my opinion. I might take a Stalwart Snack later, but this is one of those cases where if I'm showing Stalwart Snack first and then it's Superfood at Ring 4, I'm probably not going to click Superfood unless I have the good hits for it. And Prismal Dust is okay, I suppose, but this is not a great stacking setup for it. So being forced into Buffet 8 or, heaven forbid, the highest one, which is what, like 12 or some 8, something stupid. I think it's actually 11, 12, I don't know. It's too big of a number. You never eat Primordium that much. So we're just going to take Aggressive Edible here and then pivot to Stalwart Snack if they show it later. And I will take the money. We have Guild Marker, value. It lets me do silly things at this shop if I so choose. Okay, this is an extremely bad combat. Yep. Just gonna tell it to you like it is. This is an extremely bad combat. I'm guaranteed to take damage. We have a foot soldier behind the boss. I have just the Apprentices of Light that are going to get damage shield when I sack Primordium. This is bad. I should not click this as... Oh, man. This combat is simple if I don't take this armor trial. It had to be an armor trial. If this were a damage trial, I would be fine with it, right? We can ramp to kill the front dudes, and that way I could still plink the foot soldiers. But I think I can't click this. There's a very high likelihood you lose on Ring 1 if you click this trial. With my starters, none of these actually do anything to help my run, right? The only thing is if I somehow see Cannibalize fast enough, right? Yeah, we don't take this. As much as I want that unit, this is a rare circumstance where I will not click that unit trial. Yep. True enough. I will let Primordium take the death here. It's cool. I will plink, which is nice. I can take the Rubble Morsel for Ember next turn, put that up top. And the only unit I want dead is Primordium here. That gives up a damage shield. It's okay. We'll pop it. And then plink bottom. Good enough. All damage shield up top. Yep, it's fine. Okay, Primitive Mold. We didn't get it in time, but that's just fine, I suppose. I take 3 here. Just okay. 15. Nothing I can really do, so I plink middle. I put the Train Steward middle just to do an extra 5 here. I could cannibalize this thing, right? But I don't think that's correct. Yep, 3. We Primordium, revive here, and this goes crazy. Yep. Ah, shame about that plink. It's okay. We chill on this. I don't really need anything else. Yep. We're gonna have plenty of stats here. Show me plink. Good plink. Yep, fine. We have enough stats to win this. This is a case where I would have taken potentially an irrecoverable amount of damage here. But it's tough. I mean, this looks strong because I killed all those backline dudes. I leak all of them. Absolutely all of them. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I should. I think skipping that is correct. You might have been able to muscle through it. I think it is correct to skip. I will take the ping here. It is good Mind Collapse. I already have the Prismal Dusts. I don't think I'm going to need Perils. Fine. Ooh, I will click Wicklash here. This is good for a lot of reasons. And I don't need the extra days, so we're fine from Dripfall there. I what? Go to an Umbra banner? Sure, I guess. Show me... We have another Melting banner coming up. Show me Alloyed Construct here. If I go to the Merchant of Magic, there's nothing I really want to upgrade. I think there are holdovers I might take, but in that Wicklash, but I don't think it matters. 25 large... Not good, I suppose. We'll click Crucible Warden here because I should click something that results in me not losing. I'll reroll 4 Endless, maybe? Yeah, Burnout 1 Endless. We click these. Cool. That's good. I'm going to take the money in the center here because money is especially valuable. And I'll just go to this Remnant banner next. That's a powerful pickup. Very powerful. Spikes doesn't really scare me here. I can plink most of them, and I actually want my units to die otherwise. Sure. Man, I hope that unit trial was not so strong that I'm going to feel bad about sending it. Cool. We should reform here. Nice. Good. Let's see. This is going to be 36 here, right? Yeah, 36 attack. I should put Train Steward here. That's 38, which means I don't need much to kill this man now. And him dying on the next turn is probably good. I could Wicklash and he kills himself, but then I have to reform twice to guarantee I get Primordium back. So we chill on this, I think. Yeah, single reform. Good. Put this here. We get big Primordium. Although this is actually really easy though, huh? He hits for 4, he spikes attacks himself. Cool, good. And we play Primordium in the back. And we win from this position. I'll plink middle. Shame. Dang, okay. We do kill all of these now. If I put... it's a real shame. I can't save this damage. I now take 8 because of that RNG on plink. True enough. Nothing I could do here. Fair enough. Whatever. It's okay. Show me a plink, please. You know, Mind Collapse? Fine. We'll take it. It's something. We'll play that Prismal Dust. Nothing fancy here. Sure. A lot of stealth. Go team. We do plenty of damage here to get through this. I don't really want this unit, but it's the unit I have. Am I ever forced to take this unit line? I don't know. If I have to stick with a Gorger, I have to take packed morsels. I'm gonna go to this Remnant Banner. Basically anything here is better. Actually, anything here is better. Morsels is... I'll click it, but I don't think I need it. We'll take Draft here, for sure. Yep. Go to the right, I need to see a melting unit. Another Endless, Burnout 1, jeez. Okay. Interesting. Paraffin Thug or Lady of the House. I think you could reasonably take both. But the nice thing about Lady of the House is she's better with the Draft infusion, which I will click here. Cool, I don't need another Endless. I just don't. True. We spin it. Large stone, whatever, I don't care that much. We'll take the Draft infusion here, make this feel strong. I'm gonna remove Crucible Warden because he should not exist on this run right now. Cool. Yeah, remove Crucible Warden. You existed for 1 combat. Thank you for your services. Look into caverns. Interesting. I don't know if I care about lifesteal here, right? I'm just going to be reforming everything. Damage shield. Petrified Heart with Primordium is good and bad. It's good. It's really good. But it makes him harder to kill. But if I send him on the bottom floor, I think he just dies. It's going to be good. I think this is worthwhile. Just double check real quick. I do not think I care about lifesteal. Yeah, so we will take the Petrified Heart, turn Primordium into a 10-13, which is pretty exceptional. And Purge, -2. I don't think it's any of these right now. We move on. Cool. This is an interesting one. I think we already kind of answer this run pretty well. I'm going to need to see a lot of multi-strikes for this one lady to get it. But that's okay. So, like, here's the deal. We do Primordium. I'm going to sacrifice him immediately. And then we take the lady up top. I don't want the Train Steward here. Fine. Cool. Reform. Good job. Go team. Now, the problem here is you're going to notice this quickly. We don't hit enough times at this stage of the game. That is an objective fact. We don't like that. I could take the stealth and hit one of these front dudes, or just bank on a plink here. I do potentially sack 7 health here if I can't answer this correctly. It's kind of strange, honestly, all things considered. She's probably going to burn out, by the way, and it's just fine. She keeps her stats. I have a Wicklash, which is cool. I don't think I click cards. I could put this Train Steward on the bottom. We're going to do enough damage. The problem is just number of hits. If I see 2 multi-strikes on this run, we're going to be strong. But since I haven't seen anything good here, I don't know, man. This doesn't look particularly strong. I'm going to leave it. I don't want to clutter the reform pool. I only have 3 more reforms in the deck right now. So we'll do our best. Okay, they show me a plink. Beautiful. Really good hits. Lay the Wicklash. Great job. Go team. I don't need this Prismal Dust. I might as well burn it, actually. I don't care about it. I'm doing this on raw stats. I need another plink here. Okay. This is good. I do Primitive Mold. I put the 16 health Molten Encasement. It doesn't die, so I have to put it in the middle so it doesn't eat Primordium. Good. I need to clear the conduit here. So we plink first. Cool. Yeah, we clear the conduit. And I don't play these morsels that I just took. And that's okay with me. I needed that for backline. As long as we get down to 2 enemies per wave, we're okay here. That's really the shtick that we need to worry about. Yeah, that's a good example, right? We just stick this molten encasement in front, and it face tanks everything here. And saves a lot of life on the lady. Yeah, saves 10. Plank bottom floor. I can't get rid of these morsels is the problem that I'm experiencing here. I think I can just play it right there and then it takes that hit and it's okay. Yeah, fine, actually. We super win Relentless. I mean, our dude's doing like 200 damage. We're fine. Yeah, like we're gonna be fine. I just need to draw reforms. Is really it. My stats don't matter. Yeah, drop the molten encasement here is the trick. I'll play triple Plink's bottom because why not, and move on. Okay. Double reform. Good. Burnout 5, we just kill on middle. Cool. Go team. Good job. Alright, fun. So that was a good draw. You see the problem here. I need to, 1, hit more times. Or trample is an answer that I will click. Although, oh, Devourer of Death. Oh, wow. This run suddenly got really difficult for me. So here's the question. Devourer of Death's essence is something magical here into this molten encasement. Because it's 15 AoE, which is a really good number for basically the entire run. If I see Wax or Snuffer, this goes crazy. This potentially kills more than Umbra Stone does. Especially since I have to scale the attack stat here to the point where it actually kills. This is actually difficult. I want all 3 of these cards. This Wax and Spike is also exceptional for those burnout turns so she doesn't just die. I think you could click all 3 of these and win here. So the question you have to ask yourself is, which of these results in me winning more often? And I think the answer has to be Umbra Stone, because let's see, it'll go up to what, 40, 13, dies a couple times, it will get attack stats pretty high here. Just constantly feed it. Yeah, I think Umbra Stone is the strongest card here, and it's a narrow margin. I would, if they showed me another pack with either Wax and Spike or Devourer of Death, I would click both of these cards in a heartbeat for this run. The main reason against Devourer of Death, because you're going to be asking me, okay, so how do I make this decision? First of all, Umbra Stone is going to scale well into this run, basically. It also hedges against completely whiffing on every multi-strike here. Cool. I like that. Good. Wax and Spike is really strong, but it doesn't represent that much value, and it's somewhat unplayable before Primordium has had a chance to die enough, right? So you run into that problem. Devourer of Death is really powerful, but the main issue with Devourer of Death is infusing it right away is both strong and very risky. It takes me to 70 shards too rapidly on this run, and even taking that on Ring 5 is potentially problematic, because you could see something like Harvesters of Death, and you really, in those cases, you have to drop this Molten Encasement so you don't get farmed by Harvesters. And whereas Umbra Stone solves the same problem there without the shard scaling. So Umbra Stone is correct by a narrow margin. Wickless Tycoon. No, this is not a run where I want to play Tycoon. He's really good, actually, because money. And I have Guild Marker already, which is good. But I don't want to draw him. Yeah, honestly, I just don't want to draw them. So we skip these. This is okay. We have our line. We're doing okay. Now, the question then becomes space to play morsels, meh, or draw. I think it's draw because I want to see the reforms faster right now. And we don't have curses in our foreseeable future. So, yeah, draw card good. And this lets us make a decision based on what we're shown here. So, magic shops kind of suck. I would take a holdover. I'd take a -1 to make Umberstone guaranteed playable. This melting banner is probably dead to me. Removals are really powerful. So I think I go left. Yeah, I think I go left. I would like some upgrades of like -1s eventually, but getting rid of these trained stewards is huge value. They're essentially unplayable at this point. So, and I don't know, maybe the Horde is okay. Sure. Firewall. I will click Firewall instead of Infused Mallet every time. It's just good. We're kicking 2 trained stewards here because they're really hard to play and get killed. Look in this Umbra banner. Overgorger. That's adorable. You think I would click Overgorger here? Absolutely not. Although he does like having 25 life by base. Nah, we're good on this run. I don't need these. Morsel Maker, not it. I already have the infusion for my lady. We move on. Temple. Intrinsic. Intrinsic Umbra Stone is an interesting choice. It guarantees you see this fast. The main problem you have to watch out for with the trample is if my lady does burn out, she loses the trample. I don't think I want to play it right away. And here I will click on Stalwart Snack, I think. This is a good combo. 5 Buffet is kind of perfect for this line because it lets you do a lot of eating. Yeah, that's good. I would actually take Superfood here, by the way, in case there was any doubt. Because with Superfood, I don't mind passing on this burnout when my target has burnout. But that's not a decision I could reasonably have made early game, right? So the question is, do I want to scale faster or better? I think it's actually just aggressive edible here. This will be enough scaling for now, and I want to get the extra damage now, and maybe leave myself open to a superfood later. Yep. That's good. I don't have to make that decision now. And later on, I mean, I could take reasonably either Superfood or Stalwart Snack at Ring 7 and be okay with it. And I'm actually just going to chill. I don't think either of these represents enough value. I'm not going to draft a lot. I have plenty of things to remove here. And I don't play most of my cards. And I'm going to the Steel Shop next. I'll just buy a couple removals. It'll be okay. And this keeps us under 50 just in case. This is Pyrolite Master. Excellent. Spikes. I should be able to take this as long as I don't get, you know, a 150 upgrade on turn 1, which could happen. Yeah, you know, literally this unit, a 150 upgrade. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's exactly what I did not want to see. Now, I play the lady up top, of course. The question is just, do I play this trample now? God, this clipped reflector getting upgraded on turn 1 is the worst. Good thing I took that Firewall, jeez. I think clicking trample here is a bad idea. I'm only guaranteed to see 1 Wicklash here, 6 burnout. I do redraw fast enough thanks to the Herschel's compound that I took. I'm going to click this trample now while I can. Throw me a reform. Good. Good. That is a lot of stats that I like to see. Yeah, actually, interesting choice here. I play Mind Collapse for Ember. I play Primordium. I cannibalize Primordium. Reform Primordium again. And then play the Magma Morsel here. Comes really close to clearing this floor, huh? Oh. It actually just totally does if I put this Molten Encasement in the back. Wow. What? What a roll, huh? The fact that we're clearing this Reflector and this Quill Marksman on turn 1 is extremely promising. Because this has 162 HP, and we easily clobber the Clipped Reflector here, so cool. The only problem is I could have, with this Molten Encasement, I could have potentially locked myself out of seeing the Wicklash next turn, and then I lose the Trample, is the problem. That's going to be the next problem to solve, is Trample. Superfood solves this, by the way, by giving Burnout here. We could also get it with Combustible Wax or a Wax and Spike at this point, and because of that, I'm going to Plink middle and try to kill that back dude and leave this Morsel in. That was really good, because now if I miss Trample, we still clear this next floor, so cool. Cool, now show me the... Ooh, close. Alright. Good. Wicklash. We like to see it. And that's really good because now Wicklash on the redraw is safe. Returns. I'm pretty likely to see this Wicklash in time. Do I play the Molten Encasement? This is an interesting dilemma. Do you play it? We clear the rest of these waves, but it would burn out when this wave goes top. Huh. I think I hold on this Molten Encasement. I let this drop, is where I'm at. Yeah, we let that drop. Yes. Really bizarre, actually. Yep. Yeah, we let that drop. I will just play this Prismal Dust for 3. Fine. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look at that. We lose her, which is, you know, something I expected. But this is acceptable, I think. This is acceptable. I play Primitive Mold. I'm always going to kill one of these units in the back. Here's the deal. It's Jeweler for the Ember Drain. Then Primordium up top. I Mind Collapse on the bottom and then Plink. Good hit, by the way, Plink, thank you. And now I just sit on this and attempt to reform my lady, who will be the only unit in my reform pool. And this works out in my favor because she ate a ton of hits, and now she can be elevated. Yeah, she wins on this floor. Cool. Alright, go team. Awesome. Weird to navigate, but, I mean, we took the relic. Ah, Tempered Talisman is very good here. I have Plinks. Suddenly they got a lot better. Cool. We click these. Let's see. Beast. It's an interesting choice. Not bad. Engine upgrade. I don't know if I need the Ember necessarily. Most of these cards are going to go away. Not a bad pick, though. Beast is potentially good. A lot of chomping. It speeds me up slightly. Huh. Probably worth it to click Beast here. I think it is correct. I Probably also click Sacred Wicks here for emergency burnout, emergency resurrects, right? Like if everything dies or something, it is an extra one. I can burn it freely. Yeah, Sacred Wicks is pretty good here. It's an extra density. I'm going to the left. Every multi-strike makes this run stronger, and nothing on the other side matters. Yeah, multi-strike. This big convince power plus. -2 probably actually goes into this Umbra Stone so that I always play it as soon as I see it. Here's the deal. I'm not going to put an upgrade into Lady. I could put like Damage Shield 3, but I don't think these matter because we're going to get massive stats and then we also have Stealth. So I don't care. If they show me like melee weakness here or something, fine. That'll just be enough. I have Trample in my deck. So, and if they don't show me a good thing, I'm just going to fish for a second multi-strike somewhere in this run. I guess on Ring 8. Wow, not a lot of other steel shops, huh? Dang. Yikes. Yeah, we'll go in here, no problem. Yeah, rare packs. Shame there's no rare melting here. What could I do that's any interesting stuff here? Stygian, just damage spells. I don't see much value here. No, I don't see much value there. Awoken, a heal? I mean, hilarious, I have Petrified Heart. Awoken's Rail Spike is maybe the only good one there. Yeah, Hellhorned is equally awkward, I think. I think this is just going to be 10 gold for me, all things considered. The one that's the least likely to be annoying is like Dark Deal, so I think I probably click Hellhorned here. I guess I'll look at the logbook real quick. I don't know, let's look at rares in Hellhorned. Most of these are abysmal. One Horn's Tome, no. Spike, no. Yeah, it's basically just Dark Deal here, I think. Awoken is... I guess you could Channel Song Primordium or something stupid, but I think that is actually just stupid. Quick, I don't care, I have Stealth. It's not a good adaptive mutation run. I can't heal my dude. Yeah, it's just the Spike there. And then Stygian is just, I don't know, some damaging stuff that doesn't matter. Yeah, not a lot, really, of interest here. Yeah, sure, whatever. We click that. I mean, is Alloy of the Ancients good enough? No, I don't want it, actually. I would rather have the 10 gold here. Yeah. Yeah, true. I mean, I have Stealth. I don't really care about the rest of it. It's really a shame there's no melting in that one. I would have loved to have seen a melting rare, but I don't think you can. Right? It never shows you your own clans. Always shows you the other ones, so fair enough. I think I do want -2 on Umberstone. I need to play this when I see it. Right? I'm going to the Merchant of Magic. Next floor. If they show me a holdover, I would put it in Wicklash. Which is fine. Yeah, I'm going to put this -2 in Umberstone because there are worlds where I have to reform Primordium turn 2 and also play this, and I just don't feel like taking Ember on this run. So we're going to do that. Tendon Piercing is really good in Mind Collapse here because I have no other avenues for big piercing damage, and I will buy 2 removals here. These Train Stewards are curses. They must go. Yep. You can already immediately see the value out of this guild marker. I still have 300 gold after buying 3 removals on this run. At this point, I think Plink is probably next on the chopping block. I want to keep the second Molten Encasement just in case I decide to go real ham on the Self-Infuse here. And it's not bad, right? It increases the density of this so that on turns where it does matter that Primordium lives or that the lady doesn't die, I have the ability to do so. Morsels, I don't know. This is one of those runs where you look at this card and you're like, why did I click this? And it has not offered much / any value here, but it meant if I had to stick with the Umbra line, it wasn't going to be terrible. This card goes away at least, and at worst it's a 0 cost something. So I could buy another removal if I'm actually interested in really improving consistency. Problem is there's no money here. I'm going to sit on this. I think 25 with 6 draw is okay right now. 70 is fine in a ring 5. Yeah. Again, Ancient Hate with Sweepers. I do have that 10 in Piercing for the real card that matters here. Plinks I don't really care about. I have Trample. I can take this Ancient Hate. It's okay. We should be fine. Yeah. Get killed, Primordium. And I guess I just play the lady. There's nothing I could do for the Ember Drain here. I may as well take 2 damage shield. There's no reason to hold on to that. Cool. Reform, good. Big stats. Big stats. No reason not to plink. I guess it did something, right? Sure, man. That's a lot of stats to get. Yeah, so here's... You can immediately see the value. I mean, we already clobbered this, but here's the neat thing. I can 10 in Pierce to kill this and save the 30 here. Alternatively, I could just put the Molten Encasement in front and use that 10 in Piercing to kill... What, 19 damage? Comes close to killing this Shaman. But we'll be okay. We're doing 180 here. And it's going to be even larger once I click Feast on this turn. So I think the line is I play the Molten Encasement. I need to be careful, actually. I don't want to feed Molten Encasement here. Yeah, actually, I think I accept the Ember Drain, actually. Just do that, and then I click Feast. Good. Then I put the Molten Encasement in front. Cool. That saves a ton of HP on the lady. All I have to do is see... Yeah, all I have to do now is see this Trample Stone, and it's okay. Yes, that is true. I may as well put the numbers somewhere. I can't do it middle because the healing... I might as well do something here. Sure. I mean, it doesn't do anything overall because of the healing, but it's fine. Cool. We have Wicklash. Yeah, we do Wicklash on Lady. I cannibalize Primordium. It's gonna look weird, I know. Yeah, I cannibalize Primordium. Cool, because I don't want him to go away. I Sacred Wicks. By the way, hilarious bottom card Trample Stone. I Sacred Wicks here to pull back 2. Yeah. This is a good amount of stats that we're getting from Primordium now. I play Molten Encasement in the middle. I don't need... What am I talking about? I don't care. Primordium has enough stats. I actually would rather put this Morsel in front because it takes the whole round and then play Primordium. And just sit on all these cards. I don't need the stealth, is what I'm saying. Yeah, cool. Cool. Dang. I am going to probably lose our dude. What's in here? Nothing right now? That's just tricky. I don't want to play this Molten Encasement. I think I just sit on all this. With 3 hits, we clear both these floors. The Trample Stone doesn't matter right now. And won't matter. It's just about making sure Primordium will be fully eaten, and then Lady is the only thing that gets reformed here. Burnout is a concern. I can play this morsel. It outlives the Sweeper because it's fine. Has 11 life. I should probably play this Trample Stone. It does not matter, but just getting it out of there is good. Sure. Alright. Here, yeah, we're losing our dude, which is unfortunate, but this is fine. As long as I see one of my many primitive molds, we're okay. I'll take off that damage shield, why not? Prismal Dust does not matter. The reform pool is clear. Good. Yeah, so we're strong. I just play primitive mold here, and our unit annihilates the boss. Fun. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Okay, so we're looking for burnout or something. Show me that engine upgrade again. I actually just think removing cards is the best thing I could do. The plinks get in my way, and I need to redraw onto this Wicklash. I will go for the removal magic shop for sure. I don't think I need the engine upgrade. You see, I'm not playing Ember, so we skip here. A formless child. That's adorable. Sadly, it is not the run for our boy, the child. And I don't care about Mortal Entrapment, I have Stealth. This run is basically at a point where it's better if I just remove a million cards. Is really it. Let me holdover. Yeah, cool. Alright, so here I solved this run by making Wicklash holdover. And now it does not matter anymore. Fun. I am going to put a +10 on Mind Collapse. This +23 piercing is huge. This clears every backline now. Very good card. And at this point, it's just remove cards. I just clear the things that are awkward. So Plink's next. It actually might be Packed Morsels, by the way, at some point. But Plink is worse. Cool. I click this horde here. Vapor Funnel is really good. Yeah, Vapor Funnel is the pick here for a lot of reasons. Basically, if something sneaks by because, I don't know, for some reason it burned out on the wrong turn, this does help a lot. Yeah, Mold Braces, Forever Flame, I don't care that much. I'm not playing Ember, so paying the 1 for Molten Encasement is fine. Half my cards don't matter. And because I took the -2 on Umbra Stone, it's just chillin'. I can play it whenever. Cool. And what would I even re-roll into? Double stack? No. Remove consume? No. So I just buy another removal and clear a Plink. Every removal here is closer to parity. I go to the removal dupe next floor. I don't know what I would do. Actually, dupe the Mind Collapse. This card is ridiculously good. And then take Pyre Health, remove the last 2 Plinks, and then this run is basically set. Yeah. Cool, actually. Cool. So this has solved the burnout question mark. I think this line is now incredibly strong. You just yeet Primordium on the bottom. You play Lady up top, and then the rest of these cards. This is going to be a very common theme. I'm just not clicking my cards. They don't matter. Right? There's nothing about them I care about. I should probably hold over Stealth now. All things considered, there's no reason not to. My deck is real tight. And then I'll just burn the Prismal Dust here. I don't want it. Yeah. Cool. That is a Rally Shard. which is unfortunate. But it's okay. I have the Whiplash in hand. I send... Umbra Stone, very good. I send Molten Encasement on the bottom. I burn this damage shield. Cool. If I had the ability to play my champion here, I would Sacred Wicks, but I do not want to do that because I can reform him next turn. This run is clean now. Really clean. There's very little that scares me from this position. Yeah, so we Primitive Mold. I play Primordium. Could sacrifice Primordium to get another reform here. Make him a little stronger. If they show me like Resin Block here or Penitent Remains, this Primordium becomes obscene. It's just what? Molten Encasement here. Very good. He gets killed. Primordium, Whiplash onto the lady, which is the most important thing. Her burnout matters. Nothing else does. I don't have the Ember here for both Cannibalize and Primitive Mold, so we chill. Yep. Fine. This run is pretty straightforward, I think. I don't think there's much to worry about here. We just keep the Whiplash going. Keep the Stealth going. Yeah. And the rest of the cards don't matter. Cool. Yeah, cool. This is great. We're very strong here. Yeah, so I do the reform off floor. I actually use those Sacred Wicks here just to get it out. This is an Incant Shard. So here's the deal. It's Molten Encasement, Primordium. Good. I then do Primitive Mold, and I accept the +1 Ember on Packed Morsels. I play those Primitive Molds off floor, right? And we just scale like this. The really nice thing about this is I could actually be doing this on Primordium now. Now that he's going to be burning out and getting eaten. I didn't do it earlier because I wanted him to burn out so I could reform him freely. But now this just represents 30 bonus damage instead of 10. And I do want to turn it back over to her after a couple turns because I want burnout. Yeah, in this case, we're going to start working on her so she doesn't burn out in Relentless. But I think we do like 600 right now. And this number only gets better. Yeah, this is really strong. We're very clean into this. I should just be able to Burnout Extend, Molten Encasement, click nothing, and then Burnout Extend, Molten Encasement, and then I can actually do Packed Morsels at long last. Feast. Oh, we've done it. Packed Morsels played. Cool, and then this wins. I just press end turn. Yeah, cool. We're doing 900 damage. This wins the run. Yep. That wins everything. Yo, Devourer of Death. Hell yeah, brother. I think I should actually still take this. This is a very powerful backline solution. It does also mean that... yeah, this is good. Yep, that is a good card to take. Yeah, we clicked this. That's worth it. I don't really care about anything. Just draw good, draw me around faster, find my cards faster. This speeds me up early on. I don't need the Ember for anything. And then what is space for? I don't care. Primordium, I want to die. So I'm just going to get him killed, so top floor Divinity doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just draw. None of these matter, which is a really good situation to be in. When you're at the point where you're like, yeah, I don't need Ember, yeah, I don't need space, I guess I just click draw. Awesome. That's a great run. We go to the removal dupe here. Yep. Higher health is cozy. I like taking that. Removals are also very good. These plinks are just never going to get played ever again. So I should really just kick them. Double check on what am I doing for this dupe. I have the temple. I'm taking the infusion. Yeah, okay, I'm taking the infusion, so I don't really care. Superfood? No. In this case, it actually is Stalwart Snack here. Like I said, I'll take either one. I don't really need Superfood at this point, thanks to the holdover Wicklash, which is a great hit. And yeah, Stalwart Snack is really strong because it lets me do even more eats here. Perfect, actually. Perfect. Removals, I don't need to hold on to this plink. I was thinking about from the magic power perspective, but I'm always going to 110 thanks to the Devourer of Death infusion. Yep, we'll just remove that. Also, because of the Devourer of Death, I no longer care about the second Molten Encasement, so it can get chopped too. What do I dupe? Really? Nothing? I should dupe something. Well, what is the card that I would play more often? Honestly, Wicklash. I mean, this is good. It scales me. It at least represents non-zero value. If I draw Wicklash instead of, I don't know, random primitive molds, it's probably good. I can just drop it. Yeah, and it also has 0 shards, which is good since I'm going to 110. So, yeah, cool, whatever. Great. Money? I mean, it's valuable, but I don't care. You could reasonably go really high on shards here, by the way. Patient does not scare me. I could take everything from this temple, 25. I could take 50 here. Wow. I don't care. Going to 150 is irrelevant. This is a case where Shard of Divinity, blank pages, who cares? They don't help my run at all. This is not a run that's made stronger by going to high shards. It just... I don't know, I just take damage from it because I have to kill bigger enemies faster. So I skip this. This is a case where, like, you could go high. I could go to, like, I don't know, 200 shards on this run and win, but it doesn't change anything. Yo, Penitent with Heaven Seal? Ew. Ew, 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 ew. I mean, we're fast for what it's worth, but this is a low damage combat. We may not actually lose Primordium. No, we always take at least 13 damage, which is important, because the first turn has at least a Gilded Wings and a Purifier. Yeah, I think I can take this. The worst case is what? Upgraded Gilded Wings turn 1 with an upgraded Purifier? I think that's not possible with the way this combat generates and only 85 shards. But maybe. Maybe there's some cursed universe where we get, what is that, 320 on turn 1? Let's see. We should be able to get there, right? Yeah, I can take Heaven Seal. Yeah, so, like, it's fine, right? It's only 220. You kill Primordium on this bottom floor. Good. Seraph, Lady up top. We'll play the Umbra Stone. The rest of these cards don't matter. And this is another case where I don't mind the curses, right? Because, oh no, curses. I just don't care. Reform is the only card that matters here. I play the curse. I play Wicklash. What do I have coming up? 2 hits for a Reform out of, what is it? Let's see, 10 cards go into the pool. Top one is always Wicklash, because I'm playing that here, of course. So that's what, 7 out of 10. I'm seeing 70% of my cards. 2 of them are... I have a pretty good shot. This goes up to, what, 70 by 3, 210? So we at worst, I take 0 because I leak the Purifier. And I have Vapor Funnel. Cool. We've gotten really lucky with these collectors, by the way. Just gonna say it. I'm gonna play the packed morsels here and just take big HP, I suppose. I'll take the damage shield, sure. None of these matter. I'm gonna burn this Prismal Dust. I don't care about it. Yeah, fine. Okay. Yeah, alright, we see the Primitive Mold. Game is easy. We play both Self-Mutilations. I do one in front, we kill both. I play the other into Primordium. It's pretty good. Yeah, he still burns out in time. Sure, that's good too. Cool, we clear this floor, which is the one that matters. Fun. Yeah, it's fine. It is fine. Now, here's a question. I think I bounce one of these Self-Mutilations in order to get the Molten Encasement in play. You put him in front. I haven't seen Feast yet, right? Yeah, so I think I play the Molten Encasement in front. He dies because he gets hit here, but this preserves a lot of stats, and we just start stat buffing the lady here. I want Primordium to burn out. Yes, and it's time to just kill Sacred Wicks. I don't require it. I think I kill this Prismal Dust as well. I don't need that. I have Stealth. I take nothing thanks to Pyro Wall. Is there anything I would rather play? I mean, I need to see... I may as well hold over this Whiplash, right? There's no reason not to. Sure. Yeah, fine. Fine, yeah, cool. I mean, this wins. We win this combat. I think at this point it's actually fine. I don't want to play Feast because I want Primordium to burn out. So it's just Self-Mutilation, Self-Mutilation. Yeah, this is enough damage coming in. Put Molten up top. I pierce out the front dude on the next wave because why not? And we just play scaling damage. Cool. Yeah, this wins. We're fine. Yep. I just will bounce this other Self-Mutilation, I think, because I want to play Stealth. Sure do. Cool. Again, don't care. Pyre Wall. Yep. And then this Molten Encasement goes back. I can play the other Magma Morsel here. Very fun. Sure. We're good. We're good. I've navigated this without much concern. They show me the Primitive Mold. Excellent. And at this point, the stat buff go into Primordium. I'm not replaying him in time. Take damage on boss. Moving on. Game is easy. Cool. Yeah, we're doing a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage here. That would have scaled into Relentless thanks to Stalwart's Neck. Very fun. Now, I don't need any other cards. Crucible Extension, don't care. Yep, none of those matter. Votivary's cute. Engulfed in Smoke is cute. None of... I mean, all these cards are good, right? Votavary, Wicked Blaze, Engulfed in Smoke. But they don't matter. I have the answer to my run here. I have achieved Transcendence. My deck even just gets tighter because I'm removing Molten Encasement and I'm infusing Devourer of Death. And then I probably remove Packed Morsels too, because truly, why would I keep it? Yeah, we just skip and move on, and we're strong. This run should be extremely clean. And I'm not. I mean, I don't want to give you the 100%, but when you get a deck with 7 draw down to 22 cards with a removal on your horizon, you're pretty good, right? There's not much that can mess you up. Yeah, I'm taking the infusion so I can go to the right. We're removing the bad Molten Encasement. And where you at? Let's see, take the fusion right now. Spell chain's cute. Yeah, it's Devourer of Death infused into Molten Encasement. Most excellent. I put Intrinsic on Umbra Stone. Not that it matters. I draw so fast I don't care. Is there anything good to Spell Chain here? Not really. None of these do anything for me. The other removal... I think it's just Packed Morsels, right? Like, what is worse here? Cannibalize has some value because I can kill Primordium with it. It has some moments of lucidity here. Whereas, I mean, Packed Morsels I just don't even want to click. It clutters my deck. And... yeah, alright, just get out of here, I guess. This is a really silly position because you're kind of grasping at straws of what do I remove here. But, sure, man. Chain of Gems, I guess. I don't care. I have Stealth. I'm going to re-roll it. Flicker's Liquor is also hilarious. Again, it doesn't matter. Endless, plus 10 damage shield. I don't know. I don't want these. Just show me another multi-strike. Or I'll take whatever they show me, really. Quick. No. That doesn't do anything. I have Stealth. So I just take the plus 25 on her and we're fine with it. Sure, dude. I went this way for the removals largely. I mean, I'll buy Boon of the Blacksmith because I have Vapor Funnel. Why not? In some universe, maybe. I mean, I should spend my money, right? There's nothing that I derive value from here by keeping it. So we'll buy Boon of the Blacksmith and Flicker's Liquor. And then I'm just going to remove cards. Right? None of this stuff does anything, so we'll just kill. I don't know, what even... Primitive Molds? I don't need this many. My deck on a redraw, look at this, is what? 2 Deadweights, Cannibalize, Mind Collapse. That's what, 4 or 5? And then 4 Primitive Molds. 8 cards. I mean, I guess the Devourer of Death, he's endless, fine. So, 9 cards. I don't need to see a reform that often, though, right? I guess the 2 Wick Lashes. I don't actually want to remove more of them, huh? Do I even want to remove anything else? Not really. It's kind of a weird position. I should take 1 removal here. There's no reason not to. I think clearing out a Primitive Mold is fine. My deck doesn't do anything after I've played my cards, but really, it doesn't need to do anything. It just doesn't. Sure, I'll remove another Primitive Mold. I think we're fine. 3 is enough. I have the other stuff, the Sacred Wicks. We're down to 17 cards with 7 card draw. I see the answers. We're fine. 110 out of 100. I don't need Intrinsic. I see everything in like 2 turns, basically. Like this deck is beautiful. It is tight. And I mean, at this point, I have Ember Solved. I have everything I could possibly want. Diligence stand. I mean, Patience stands negative chance here. Even if he kills something, I just reform it. So whatever. All right, 110 out of 100. Let's go kill God. This is a very clean run. This is one of those runs where I look at this and I know exactly what to do, and I can't imagine a world where it loses and it's just fine, but I do understand and appreciate that you can get into a nasty situation. I don't really care about Patient, by the way. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't. So like, oh no, I'm rallying him. Whatever, I have Stealth. Cool. Right? I mean, I guess I can just kill this Devourer on my own. And then take some stats. Sure. There's no reason not to. And then I guess I'll take Damage Shield. Why not? Get it out of there. Guess I'll kill one of these. Sure. I don't care about his rally. Like, he'll go top, but I have Stealth, so kind of whatever. And then reform here. Cool. Right? I mean, this is a lot of strength right now. This is an interesting one. I think I definitely click Feast here. It is just free stats. Him burning out is good because I'm drawing another mold next turn. I can put Wicklash into the front character, yeah. And then here, I mean, we've solved it, right? I don't care about much. I click Feast. And I burn Prismal Dust because who cares? I guess I should keep Sacred Wicks for the next redraw just in case, but I mean, we're fine. This answers the run. We've done it. Game is over. Trample, awesome. Primitive Mold, super good. Devour of Death, Primordium. Just scale frontline here. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing, right? Yeah. That's it. Doing 600 cleave damage here. I actually don't want to scale Primordium yet, because this is actually an interesting one, right? Here we go. Here we go. I can do this, right? I scale Primordium, right? Oh no, he's not burning out. I then cannibalize Primordium. I then reform Primordium. And he now carries those stats over with the normal amounts of burnout again. And yeah, that's good. And I send these morsels on another floor. Like, I don't care at this stage. We'll burn Sacred Wicks. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? None of these cards matter. Like, I realize, I don't know, morsels are in the pool now. Jeez, what have I done? But who cares? It does not actually matter one bit. Yeah, I can play Feast here, which is cool. I'm doing enough damage to win here, so it's just fine. Yep, fun. I have Trample, I have Burnout, I have everything I want. I can now just play these Consumes. Oh boy. That's good. It means next turn we're fine. I'm doing another casual 700 here. Sure. Sure. Yeah, I mean, this wins. I don't care about these morsels. Like, oh no, I redraw them, right? I almost didn't play the Wicklashes, but I actually don't care, even if that were the case. Yeah, we're very powerful. I'm doing 1,200 a turn. It is enough to win. Yeah, it's everything you could want. Yep, I rallied him up to 52. But it's just cool. I'm doing 1,000,000 damage. It's a very convincing win, right? There's just nothing else to say. And now, because of the way the burnout works, we're putting it into Primordium to scale rapidly into the end game. Cool. Yep, 14 turns is enough to win. Here's the deal. I can put Magma Morsel in, click Feast, and then play Devour of Death just to get that thing out of the redraws. Sure. And I don't know, make this even sillier, I guess. Super doesn't matter. Whatever, I win. Don't click them, it's done, it's over. Good job, we've done it. Well played. Moving on. I would be shocked if I take damage from this position. We ramp so fast. Reformium is a very good build. It's really strong. I mean, it's obviously very niche because, I mean, think about this, right? It's super niche. You have to have this exact clan combo. You need primitive molds for this to ever really be worth considering. It's true, you do. Let's see. We have to get Primordium killed. He needs to die. 16 is a good enough number here. I do Lady of the House here. Up top, accepting that. I'll do the Wicklash on holdover with the Umbra Stone. And we chill. It is unfortunate to take any amount of damage here because I cannot heal that back. But it's okay. Because I have Primitive Mold and the Stealth Tomb. Which is just fine. And I mean, gaining max HP is enough. Also a really good hit here, by the way. Really good hit on Yon. What is it called? What is that? I had a minus... Oh, on the Endless Tomb. So I could use that 1 damage shield. I could play Cannibalize. No reason to. I'm just gonna kill this Lightwings. Sure. Seems good. We're gonna scale to the point where we're fine here. I already have the Trample up. Like, look, we killed top floor very comfortably. Going to burn the Sacred Wicks. I don't feel like redrawing it. Devourer of Death comes in. Good, it dies. This matters. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters because it means the sweep never comes through and hits Primordium here, but do I really care? Not really. Not really. I'm just gonna burn Prismal Dust. I don't care. Yeah. Cool. We're gonna do fine. These Mind Collapses kind of address the only things that are questionable. Yeah, that's a really good feast, huh? This is the perfect turn for it, where the buffet is higher than Burnout by more than 1. You just get free stats. Sweet. Always Devourer of Death. Wicklash on the front. I pop Spikes Person, just so I don't take the Spikes damage. Nothing else matters. We're overflowing by enough here. Ooh. Reform. I mean, look, I am actually taking damage. Oh no. The nice thing is, this Devourer of Death infusion perfectly counteracts the armor hit here. So it doesn't, it's a trade even, right? You get 15 harvest, but you get the 15 extinguish. So it just does not matter. I get the Primordium to come in. This is good. I now... Let's see, is it scaling back unit time? Nah, it's still scaling front unit time. We get enough. We do enough damage here to clobber the Harvest Wave with 15 armor. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. We scale plenty fast here. Yep. Yep, mini-boss is dead with 100 HP to spare. Good. Just Devourer of Death. Good. I'm doing 900s or something. Guess I'll kill the Spikes person on the Ember Drain floor. May as well. None of these other cards matter. Fun. I think this is straightforward. We're clobbering the first wave. We just consecutively get stronger so fast. Yeah, this is a really good turn, by the way. We do Wicklash into Primordium now, because I have both Cannibalize and Feast in my hand. So check it. We do Cannibalize, we do Feast first, big scaling. Then I kill Primordium, and I reform Primordium immediately. I Ember Drain into the front person, and we get more stats. And now that is the turn that goes out of control, right? And then I'll just play these morsels if I ever have an opportunity, but I have like 17 cards in my deck, so I don't really care that much. Yeah. We've done it, right? The nice thing is I can still reform Primordium, which is pretty cool by me. May as well kill. I don't know. Does not matter. You may as well do the damage, though. Whatever. I don't care about any of these cards. Whatever. Big bonk. easily overwhelm that next dude. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm not going to even get a chance to go into Relentless, so we'll just buff up back units. I will play the Magma Morsel. I will click Beast here. I will then put in Devourer of Death, and we do 1,200 damage to the boss. Very convincing. Oh boy. Play the weights. Play the Devourer. And whatever. Good job, go team. Again, I said I would be surprised if I took damage. We ramped fast enough, no big deal. I was even playing it pretty chill. I could have killed Primordium and been a little more aggressive, but I just didn't need to be. We scaled plenty fast. Cool, awesome, go team. Pretty straightforward run, all things considered. We're gonna look at the challenge though, as always, and see what the other person did. And hopefully this was really informative, because I think this is a very straightforward line for me. And hopefully it will be for you once you've watched this video. So, cool, right? Cool. All right, let's see what our friend did. Score's much better, too, because we didn't take any damage and took basically every trial. Yeah, let's hit the challenge. All right, friendo, what did you do? Primordium, you went 3 aggressive. Lady of the House with the Giraffe, yep. Endless Molten Encasement. Oh. That is a quick, endless Paraffin Enforcer with a Formless Child. Uh-huh. That's hype. The only way I'll describe that. Holdover Perils, okay. The Waxen Spike here. Remnant Pact. Yeah, I mean, the Perils means you can lean into the Void Bindings you saw. Yeah, Holdover Whiplash. Last Stand, Mortal Entrapment. Did you take 69 damage on the Divinity? Yeah, it makes sense. You couldn't take the Ring 7 trial? Okay, so I see how this won, and I see why you looked at this and said, this is concerning and there has to be something better. And the reason you see this is because what I'm imagining you're doing is you're just feeding Primordium to the lady. And you say, okay, we get plus 120 stats. And that's it. So you then go to, what is this, 155 by 3? That is 465, if math serves me correctly at this hour of the morning. So at that number, you're not overkilling floors enough. And because you took the Waxen Spike, you do not have a Trample Tome in here. So that damage is partially wasted. That means that without the Devourer of Death infusion, you don't clear enough units and you leak a bunch, is what that shows. You also didn't take the Vapor Funnel for insurance purposes, and because you couldn't take these trials, didn't have enough money for the Boon of the Blacksmith at the end. Not that it ended up mattering for me, but it was an insurance policy. The other thing that sort of betrays you here, going for the Melting Spout. We talked about this in the beginning, and the Melting Spout, it does have value, but you could also just let the Molten Encasements die. It's fine, right? It's okay. The Burnout 1 is a convenience factor here. It matters more for things like imps, right? Because on imps, like the Welder Helper in particular, you have to play it in the back, so you can create situations where the imp doesn't die properly. And this is very specific other clan combo discussion, but basically, your tomb can basically always be the one that gets punched by the enemy. And every wave past, what is it, ring 4 does more than 1 HP of damage. So you really don't have to worry about it. The only time it's somewhat awkward is if you draw it before enemies are on your floor. And if so, whatever, you just hold it over on the bottom floor or something. So who cares? It's okay. And so I think you lost a lot of value on this run by clicking the melting spout and not the guild marker. That guild marker represented an enormous amount of value for me over the course of this run, just so much more than melting spout ever would have. And then we hit the burnout one anyway, so I just didn't care. I just hit. It's a common upgrade, right? You're gonna probably see it if you go to enough steel shops. So there's that element to the run that I think got you punished as well. Not taking the Umbra Stone, I think, was a mistake, especially since you had Wicklash already in your run. So you could extend Burnout. And if you remove enough cards, it's basically holdover on this. So even if I had never hit this holdover, it was fine. It would have been okay. So there's that. I think the holdover rage line is probably fine. I don't know. I feel like what you might have been looking for is you took aggressive edible at the beginning and you were hunting for superfood so you could lean into superfood, perils, void binding, and it probably would have been okay. But you never saw the superfood, so you felt like you didn't have the options you needed. And really, this just kind of comes down to identifying how strong Reformium is and playing it. Because yeah, I was telling you when I made the decision against this Wax and Spike that I would love to have Wax and Spike on this run. I really wanted that card, but the card that was correct to make sure you never lose is the Umbra Stone, because it means you never waste your damage. And then the only thing you have to answer at that point is Burnout, but you have the tools for it, right? You have that Wicklash, and once you hit Holdover, game is easy, pretty much. So I think the other thing is this Paraffin Enforcer. I think you did this because you weren't scaling fast enough, but this unit could just be removed from your run, and yeah, this could just be gone. You don't need this ever, because at most this is hitting what, a couple times, right? I mean, it's only one hit a round, which is not that much rage when you look at it like this. And endless in it? I don't know. This guy doesn't do anything, right? Oh no, he dies a bunch, but then Formless Child Infusion gives him plus 20. These don't do enough damage. They don't have enough impact. And this also drains your draws if it does die. This thing is just weird. I think you could save all of the money, all of the shards from this, and just punch those numbers elsewhere. Take the -2 for an Umbra Stone, right? Put the spell chains in the perils of production. I don't know, dupe the perils of production, scale even faster, right? You've got a lot of options there. So I think you could clean it up by just getting rid of this extra unit that does virtually nothing for you and cleaning it up that way. You have the elements of the winning run. So I'm not surprised you got the W, but because of how you set this up, you made yourself struggle, right? Let's look at my run. Look how clean this is. I took zeros from everything after ring 2. Yeah, actually true. True statement. I sacked some HP early to scale up, identify my line, and then after that it was just smooth sailing. We removed it basically everything. My whole run was Primordium. This is Aggressive Edible 2 and Stalwart 1. Feed it into a lady with some stats and some extra hits. Thank you, Draft Infusion, for existing. You toss it this Umbra Stone, and you just do, like, I don't know, 2,200 damage a floor. It's not the biggest numbers in the universe, but it's very, very convincing. And you just kind of send a Primordium to his grave early, and yeah, everything else just gets removed. I have almost none of my starters. 3 primitive molds is all that's left. And I removed a lot of stuff here, right? And the rest of it's all just consuming. So, yeah, I think everything I just talked about, taking the Umbra Stone, you have so much insurance with things like Flicker's Liquor, Boon of the Blacksmith, Vapor Funnel here. I took every trial because I was strong enough, I ramped fast enough, and yeah, there's not much else to talk about. I think this was one of the cleaner Reformium runs I've ever had. Just real solid. So, yeah. Yeah, I really don't have much else to say. We already kind of talked about it and covered it in when we are going over the other players' line. So I think definitely identifying that guild marker take on floor 1 is really important. Really important. Even if I'd missed this -1, I mean this burnout one, it didn't matter, right? The Divinity would have just killed it, so whatever, it's cool. And the Devourer of Death, I don't know, it didn't matter too terribly much, but it did clean up a little bit, right? It was extra value. It did mean that I could play this into Harvest Wave, right? And it was a net neutral, which is pretty cool. That actually helped, right? Or else I might have leaked something like 12 damage, I think. It would have been nothing because I had Pyre Wall, but whatever. It would have felt bad letting an enemy go to the Pyre, but it's fine. The rest of this was just things like Feast with Cannibalize for stupid turns, reforming Primordium where applicable, and then using Mind Collapse to smooth out random floors. This just kills an enemy pretty much. Very good. And Umbrastone Trample, good. Yeah, awesome stuff. So really, I don't have much else to say. This does bring us to an 18 win streak on the series. It feels pretty good. Hopefully that was a lot of help for you. It is a fun line for me, and one I almost always lean into when shown primitive molds with Primordium, because it's just good. It's just good. So, hell yeah. That's all I've got for you. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like or a dislike if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.